Rene Nadeau with a good old friend. I don't mean old in age. I mean guys that go way, way back with Frank Scelfo. And in a way, Frank, you are coming back home to Southeastern.
It does. It feels good to be back in this part of the state. Heck, it feels good to be back in the state, Rene, tell you the truth. I've had some great experiences in other areas, cities, things like that. But to be back here in Louisiana, especially South Louisiana, is really special for me and my family.
You've been in the NFL and you coached all over the country, but you know better than anybody that Southeast Louisiana produces 35 to 40 kids who played prep football every year on NFL rosters. The talent is so rich down in Southeast Louisiana. Why?
Yeah, I can't tell you why. I just know it's always been like that. When I was at Tulane, we recruited this area, made it a heavy emphasis for us, and it was great. I grew up down here. So I'm partial to I know the passion that's involved in South Louisiana, and especially Southeast Louisiana. We're in such a talent-rich area where we are in Hammond with the North Shore, all of those schools up there, and then everything down south, New Orleans, the river parishes over to Lafayette and Baton Rouge. Those are just great areas for us, not only as a recruiting tool, but just look how close we are to everything. I mean, it's perfect for us. It's a great situation.
You don't have to go in and introduce yourself to the high school coaches in Louisiana. You know these guys on a first-name basis. You got their cell phone numbers. You know the area very well.
Yeah, I coached with them, coached against them, coached them. So there's that's what a lot of people don't understand, how good high school football is in this state and how competitive it is, and the passion that the fans, the parents, the schools, the kids, everybody has for this. So that's why I think it's so important for us to have as many guys from this state and more specifically Southeast Louisiana on our roster.
You got to determine who your quarterback's going to be. You have some playmakers on offense. You have to replace a lot on defense. But, Frank, when you look in the eyes of these players in the locker room in the spring, what did you see that kind of told you these guys can be special?
You know, I really like our team. I like our guys. We're not a young bunch. We're just an inexperienced bunch. There's been a heavy emphasis on junior college recruiting in the past, which I'm going to change and go back to more of an emphasis on high schools, like I said. But I like our players. I like the passion that they have. I like the way that they work. And I'm excited. We don't have a lot of experience, like I said, but at the same time, I think our talent level is pretty decent. And it's our job as coaches to put them in situations in camp, in those first couple of games, to see if they're going to make some plays. We got to create situations and put them in those situations so that when we get to the game, we know we can count on them. And
you mentioned that schedule. Murderers Row, the first 3 games are going to be tough.
Well, it is. You know, we play ULM. That's going to be their best team they've ever had. And when they went to since they've gone to the FBS, it's my alma mater. It's on the road. It's be a great homecoming for me. But we need to play well. We got to play especially well. LSU's next, and LSU's LSU, Rene. I mean, come on. You know, we're one of the best teams in the nation, and Ed's going to do a great job. He's doing a great job over there. The talent level's good. And then week 3, we finally get to come home. But we're coming home against the defending Southland Conference champion, the UCA, and they got a good football team. A lot of guys coming back. But it's what a great test for us, though, right? We get the opportunity to see who we are against some of the best teams on our schedule right off the bat. So let's see. We got to do a great job in preparation from a coaching staff, but our players are going to be able to check the gauge early on.
Continued success, Frank. Glad to see you again, buddy.
Hey, thank you, man. Good to see you.